Hello, we have to talk again with environmental biotechnology as well as environmental microbiology and public health. And we are talking here again biotechnology and environment because we are concerned about the techniques which can be used as a environmental friendly for the cleaning of the environment. So biotechnology has taken an interest and people diverted their attention to use the biological techniques to resolve the environmental problems because biological techniques have least and less negative environmental effects, which are environmental friendly and have no side effect. Other techniques which can be used to resolve the environmental problems such as chemical and physical. Chemical techniques have more negative impacts and while physical techniques are too much expensive, only biological techniques which are naturally occurring and naturally going on in environment can be used in such places where we want to improve the environment, where we want to clean the environment, either that is water, either that is air, either that is soil. In biological techniques, mostly we are using the microbial techniques, microorganisms for the cleaning of the environment, for removal of the pollutants, for degradation of the pollutants, and for removal of any organic compound from the environment. So, there is no waste in nature because every organic material which is produced from this on this globe naturally, and there are natural mechanisms which are responsible to convert them into its elemental forms, but those things are problems which are generated or which are produced or which are concentrated or synthesized by human beings. Those are exactly an actual threat for this globe and for this environment. Suppose here we can see from rock and soil to plants. From rock and soil, nutrients are available in form of sap to the plant. These plants are consumed by primary consumers. Primary consumers are used by secondary consumers. The secondary consumers are going to die into the environment, into the soil where microbial populations are acting on those dead materials and converting them into their elemental forms. The elemental forms where they have origin, from where they have origin, they are going there. If that is volatile and gaseous form, those elements are going into the air, and those are metallic in nature, those are going into the soil. So here we can see recycled largely by microorganisms, organic waste produced uh, living organisms on this globe. This is decomposed by microorganisms, recycled. These are present on environment in elemental form, in gaseous form, and these are used again for reproduce the organic molecules on this globe. So biochemical cycles are major part of the recycling process. Carbon cycle, the primary biogeochemical cycle. Okay, carbon cycle. Carbon is major component of the every living organism, and we are considering that carbon is backbone of the every living organism. Okay, the primary biogeochemical cycle of organic compounds. It is when organic material is going to die, it is going into the environment where microorganisms are decomposing it. Carbon dioxide is produced and it is going to the environment. Again, this is used by organic molecules in presence of sunlight And similarly, second abundant and mostly used organic element is nitrogen. Nitrogen is present in protein converted into amino acids. From amino acids, it forms ammonia, ammonia to nitrite, nitrite to nitrate, from nitrate to again nitrite, nitrite to nitrous oxide, elemental nitrogen and ammonia. It is most unstable form of uh, unstable element which is converting and changing itself into various forms. But in these things we are in these all things which are converting from it is organic form to elemental form, from it is organic form to gaseous form to subcomponent form to elemental form. These are done by microorganisms. Similarly, sulfur cycle, which we have studied in our various previous classes in detail, just like the nitrogen cycle, numerous oxidation states modeled in the Vygotsky column, phosphorus cycle. It is also essential element and does not cycle between numerous oxidation states, only soluble and insoluble form. So every element which is present in a living molecule, inorganic molecule, is originated from soil and from environment. In various various biological processes, it is converted into compound form, organic molecule form, and that is called life. And this living molecule or this organic molecule, when it is going into the environment, again microorganisms are converting this organic molecule into elemental form. So this is called recycling of the elements, which we have talked in detail. Carbon cycle, we know very well, and we are familiar with this. Organic compound, organic molecules are produced in presence of sunlight and carbon dioxide, which is produced from globe due to decomposition of the organic molecules. Again, organic compound is produced and going to the environment. Similarly, nitrogen cycle also we have talked in detail. Okay, nitrogen is present in environment. It is uh, fixed into plants, leguminous plants, and leguminous plants they produce NH3, NO2, and nitrobacter nitrification process takes place. Nitrobacter converts it into nitrate, and oxygen molecule is removed. Denitrification. Several bacterial species are taking this reaction, and this nitrous oxide is converted into elemental nitrogen, and this elemental nitrogen is converted again organic molecule by cyanobacteria, which is the most abundant living organism or living bacteria on this globe. Similarly, sulfur cycle. Sulfur is present, produced in sulfur dioxide gas in atmosphere with rain, converted with H2SO4. It is used by organic sulfur by uh, it is going into the plants, and plants are consumed by this organism, organic sulfur, and organic sulfur converts into sulfate, sulfate to H2S, H2S to elemental sulfur. So every organic molecule or every element is going into its organic form, and due to and by the activities of microorganisms, it is going into elemental form. And this mid stage, when it is organic form is converting into elemental form, it is considered and called waste material. This waste material is removed by means of the microorganism to keep the environment balanced for living organisms. Similarly, phosphorus cycle is similar. Phosphorus is present in elemental form in rocks and in soil. It is soluble into the water. It is going into the plants. Plants are consumed by primary consumers and then secondary consumers. When these will die, it will go into the soil and will be converted into its elemental form, and especially in oceans. Scientists learned from nature in the 1980s. So it is bioremediation and biotechnology, environmental biotechnology is a new science because it has been understood in 1980 to use the natural phenomena and natural mechanisms for human and environmental benefit. The concept of Jaya, the total world is a living organism and what nature makes nature can degrade. Only man makes xenobiotic compounds. Whatever naturally going to be produced is naturally decomposed and man-made components which are synthesized by chemical reactions or by any intermediate reactions. Those are xenobiotics or bioinfabilities. Clean up pollution, short and long-term solutions. So whenever any problem is there in environment, we have to clean the environment because we are too much concerned about this environment. If this pollution will increase in this globe, so there will be difficulties for the lives and every living organism, including plants, microorganisms, animals, and humans. Those will be affected if there will be any severe and very toxic pollutant that can kill the life on this globe. Therefore, it is important that we have to clean up the pollutants. Short and long-term solutions are there. So when we are adopting any solution, we must looking for the cost. If it is not, if it is cost effective, and second, toxicity, time, and time frame. We are considering these 3 points. How much cost will be there to apply this technology to clean the environment? What will be the secondary consequences of this technique which we are using to clean the environment? And third is time. In how much time we can clean that environment? Suppose there is a spill, oil spill, toxic element spill, and we are using any chemical, physical, or biological activity, biological technique to remove that pollutant from that soil. So we will see that what will be the cost, what will be the secondary consequences regarding the toxicity which can be produced due to this chemical, biological, or physical activity, and in how much time that pollutant will be removed from that soil. Use compounds that are biodegradable. So most priority and we will prefer that we will use such compounds that for the removal of that pollutant which can be degraded by microorganisms. If we will put that compound which can be used for the treatment of that problem in an environment, so that must be degradable, produce energy and materials in less destructive ways. So mostly we should rely on environment and natural resources, produce energy and materials in less destructive ways. Means we should not produce more severe toxic components in environment during production of materials and other things. Monitor environmental health. If we are producing certain elements in environment, certain compounds in environment, we must have to check the its effect in environmental health. If that is affecting environment severely in a negative way, we must stop that. If that can be treated during production or after production and can reduce its toxicity and its problem, so we should treat such type of pollutants or waste materials before disposing it to the environment. Increase recovery of minerals and oils. Increase recovery of minerals and oils. So this is very important because elements, minerals and oils which we are producing, these are not going to be decomposed. When we are wasting it into the environment, which is going into the environment, we should recover it. We should reuse it, such type of minerals and oils, because minerals and oils, when we are extracting from earth, we are exerting negative pressure in soil, in earth. If we will continuously extract oil from the inner side of the soil, and gradually, I believe that there will be a huge vacuum, and this vacuum will be filled due to a collapse, which can cause a huge and bigger disaster for this globe, and that can bring most negative impact for this globe. So we must have to uh, reduce the use of oil and minerals, because we should not destroy these resources and reservoirs. Bioremediation find its places. Companies began to specialize in cleaning up toxic waste, especially by use a mixture of bacteria and fungi, because cleaning these spills usually require the combined efforts of the several microbial strains. So this is a very good and suitable approach. Companies begin to specialize in cleaning up toxic waste spills. Whenever any spill on this globe, at any part of this land, we must have to adopt any cleaning technique. So most our companies, they are getting more specializations to remove the toxic materials from the globe. Mostly they are using mixture of the bacteria and fungi to clean the spool. Usually require the combined effort of the several strains, because every strain of fungi and bacteria can produce unique type of enzymes, and these enzymes are expressed due to the uh, availability of such pollutants, and these enzymes can degrade waste material or pollutant in short time. However, there are many microorganisms in nature that will degrade waste products. So whatever we want to say over here, naturally occurring marshes and wetlands have been doing the job. What needs to be cleaned up? Everything. How do pollutants enter the environment? Runoff, leaves, and air. Biotechnology begins engineering superbugs to clean up waste. Biotechnologists began engineering superbugs. They are going to change some changes in microorganisms that have potential to degrade most of the elements and pollutants from the globe. So this is a good technique, but sometimes such techniques can cause so negative and severe effects. People still are afraid, because such type of pollutant microorganisms which have potential of the superbug can degrade, can reduce, can degrade various type of pollutants if they will go the natural reservoirs of the snow, and they will start to melt this ice. They can cause problems. However, there are many microorganisms in nature that will degrade waste products. Naturally, microorganisms are also present in environments which have ability to degrade the pollutants by their natural adapted mechanism. However, human and biotechnologists are also working in this regard to develop such type of microorganisms. which can degrade various type of pollutants. So bioremediation basics. So, use of microorganisms to degrade, to decompose the pollutants from the environment is called bioremediation. In bioremediation, we have talked in detail. Just we will go uh, we will go superficially over here. Just we will summarize it. Naturally occurring marshes and wetlands have doing this job. Naturally occurring marshes and wetlands, they contain various type of microorganisms as well as they have plants. So waste material or sewage water we are disposing into the wetlands, which are containing microbial communities as well as plant roots. So what is going over there? Microorganisms are decomposing all type of pollutants which is coming with effluent from industries, from homes, from towns. Every type of toxic material is coming in effluent form to the wetlands as well as marshes places. So microbial communities which have been developed over there with passage of time, uh, and a plant species has been adopted over there. What is going over there? So we want to explain it over there. Microorganisms, microbial communities, fungal communities, protozoal communities, they are decomposing and degrading all type of pollutants which are coming in wetland. Okay, and when these are converted into elemental form plants which are our growing over there, these are absorbing all these elements into their organic parts and woody material. So therefore we are saying naturally occurring marshes and wetlands have been doing this job. What needs to be cleaned up? Everything which has been produced uh, in excessive form, that must be cleaned. How do pollutants enter the environment? So pollutants are entering into environment, runoff, leachate, and air. These are responsible to transfer pollutants from one place to another place. So we will keep it up to this, and in next session we will start from